Jiu-Jitsu, a martial art form originating in Japan, made its way to Brazil in the early 1900s by Otavio Mitsuyo Mata, who in turn taught this style to Gustavo Gracie's sons Carlos and Elio. Elio Gracie, the youngest of the family, was considered too small and weak to train, so he modified traditional jiu-jitsu to work for anyone, making the size and strength of an opponent irrelevant. This modified style turned into the most used fighting style in the mixed martial arts world.
Ei, Bete voou, voou, Bete voou, voou, deixa voar.
The Gracies have continued their legacy by passing their knowledge down through the Gracie bloodline and teaching it to whomever wished to learn it. Caesar Gracie, sensei to 4 fighters, 3 of them champions in Strikeforce, and the other is a top contender in the UFC, has proven the deadly efficiency of the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I come under the lineage of Carlos Gracie. He was my grandfather, actually. And his brother, it's like a dual lineage. It's Carlos and his brother Elio, who were the architects of what was going on back in the early 1900s. At that time, it was even a stronger thing than now. I mean, you got to understand that the family back then was very united. We all trained together. It was amazing. And before I was born, it was like that even. My grandfather was a great man. He was humble. He was very humble, you know. But my grandfather wasn't aggressive at all. He was the quiet guy that took care of business if he had to.
And taking care of business they did. For over 90 years, the Gracie family has proven their style of jiu-jitsu over and over again, dominating competitions. In this clip, we see how effective Brazilian jiu-jitsu really is. The Gracie fighter pulls off a triangle chokehold upside down, while his opponent is standing, but not for long.
Maybe a lot of Americans, they saw the video, the Gracie challenge, and there was just like, there was kind of the tone of it was aggressive, I thought.
In this video of the Gracie challenge, we see Elio Gracie in bottom position, pitted against the world champion Kimura, who outweighs Elio by 80 pounds, and was the best jiu-jitsu fighter Japan had ever produced.
Gracie challenge, back then it's like whoever was bigger, was going to win the fight. They figured, in the streets people thought that, or whoever threw the harder punch or took the harder punch. And what my grandfather and his brother Elio did was they said, hey, you know what? We're only 135, 140 pounds, and we'll beat you in a fight. They were trying to proliferate the art.
Kimura was so confident of his size and skill, he told the newspapers that if he had not won inside of 3 minutes, Elio should be considered the victor. At the end of the fight, Kimura was named the winner, but this feat took more than 13 minutes. Kimura was so impressed with Elio's skill, he traveled to Brazil to offer Elio the opportunity to teach jiu-jitsu in Japan.
There was a vision given out by my grandfather Carlos. It was a very strong vision. He was an incredible personality too. And the movement was very powerful. We're going to let this known. Now, in a sense, that movement has been completed. That mission has been completed. The world knows about Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Although Carlos and Elio are no longer with us, their legacy will never die. The phenomenon known as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu will live on through its students, practitioners, and the Gracie family. Caesar Gracie was kind enough to recite one of his grandfather's favorite philosophies.
Understand that no matter how great you get, with time, with age, with this, you're going to decline back down, so stay humble always.